Hello, this is Gio. Hey, look what we have here. We have a Sunbeam Mixmaster. And I was just cleaning out my basement and came across this old mixer and thought it would be fun to share it with you today. So I believe this mixer is from the 1970s. Now Sunbeam made mixers all the way back from the 30s, and I think they pretty much were very similar to this into the 80s, where I think they kind of discontinued the Mixmaster line. Now the main difference is in the early days it was a single speed unit. This one has a variable speed, and I think the variable speed changed in the 1960s. Now this one does have about 12 different speeds. You can see here, and it kind of shows you what you could do at the different speeds, you know, like just folding dry ingredients, etc. But now these numbers are a little misleading because it's not really different speeds. It's more like changing a dimmer switch. You're just basically increasing as you go up. So you just turn it on. Initially, you'll see a little bit of a resistance like that, but then it's just a continuation, and it'll just the motor will just run faster and faster all the way up to 12. Okay, so you can lift up the top just like this to kind of add product or clean your mixing blades here, and lower it down. There's also adjustment right here, which I believe they started adding in the 1950s, so you can move the bowl position. So depending on, maybe you have a smaller bowl initially, you may want to just set it in this position so it's more center, or if you have a bigger bowl like that, you could either mix with the blades in the center portion or more on the side. So I did remove the bowl right here, and you can see where the bowl sits on the platform. The platform can actually just be physically removed, and as you can see, it's just a little bar right here, and it could just freely spin without the motor being on. Now I believe this bowl is maybe an original bowl or a replacement bowl for the Sunbeam, because you can see it fits exactly right, and it just kind of fits here and holds on to the base very nicely. If you have just a generic glass bowl, it probably won't sit as well and securely on this platform. Now flipping it over so you can see the bottom, it does look like I'm missing a foot right here, but other than that, the other three are there. You can kind of see the mechanisms, and it's just this little simple mechanism that moves the platform back and forth. Now removing the mixing blades are pretty easy. It's just, you just kind of just pull them out, and when you push them in, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of a notch right here, and when you look inside here, you can see kind of where it's grabbed. So this is basically how the blade is driven, and these are special for the Sunbeam mixer. If you don't have these, you'll probably have to find them. The standard modern day blades don't really work. So to insert them, you just kind of apply a little bit of pressure, kind of rotate it, and it kind of clicks in place. And I do have a couple of different mixing blades. I have these. I also have the standard, I'm not even sure what these are called, but they're different, and you can just install them. And this little chimney up on top appears to be just a little device to hold extra blades. I could be wrong, so if I am wrong, please correct me in the comments, but I believe maybe it just for extra blades. And so to provide power, the plug is actually on the right side here of the mixer. Now, one of the poor designs of these mixers is that it has a cord that you could plug and unplug. So it's very common to lose the cord, and people have these mixers for sale, but no cord, and therefore you have to find a cord. But this is what the cord looks like. It's interchangeable. I think you could plug it in this way. You could also reverse it, plug it in the other way. And this is what the Sunbeam plug looks like if you're searching around for one. So also on the cord is this little piece, I guess, plastic or piece of paper that's sort of fallen off. I figured I'd show you what it looks like just in case you are interested in finding this cord. Oops, let's try to do this. So it looks like it says US patent or cord set BR-9423. And it looks like it's 125 volt, if I can read that, 875 watts. I'm not sure if that's 7 amp or what, I can't quite read it. But this is the tag on the cord if you're looking for a cord. Okay, so turning the mixer around, you'll see it has this little handle here, but this handle is just basically to change the speeds, just like that. It doesn't move independent of this brown ring right here. But in back right here, you can see there's a little trigger. And again, you can move this up and down, so you can remove blades, etc. But if you hit this little trigger, there's a little spring in there, and the whole mixer top will lift off. Now this is kind of cool because in theory, if you have it plugged in, you can essentially use it as a hand mixer. It's a little awkward and I probably wouldn't recommend it. There's much smaller mixers out there, but it's an option. So it's kind of fun that you can do that. Okay, so I'm looking at the bottom of the upper portion of the mixer and I want to zoom in here where the blades sort of attach because it has a little bit of information. So you can see right here, it says 235 watts, 120 volts. AC looks like it's 60 hertz right there. But it does have this, I believe, service number, and this says 1-7A. And I believe that's kind of the model number. And there's various model numbers for these mixers. Some of them have just letters like MM, etc. This model number generally is associated with those in the 1970s, but I'm not 100% sure about this, but I believe this is from the 1970s. Now, I believe earlier models actually had the model number near the hinge right here. So if you have an earlier model number, you may not find it there. You may actually find it somewhere here. And so with that said, let's put this thing together and see if it runs. So it is plugged in, it's off, and I'm just gonna turn it to the lowest setting right here. There you go. And I'm just, again, it's just a variable speed, and so I'm just gonna slowly increase the speed. And there you go. That is the Sunbeam Mixmaster from around 1970s. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.